Hello and welcome to MarathonJourney.com v2.27, where I've used the Jeff Galloway Run, Walk, Run training program to go from being a non-starter to a non-stop finisher. This is recovery week. Last Sunday was the Little Rock Marathon, and today is actually the first time I have been on my feet running this week. We've been out on the Elliptigo 8C and putting in the miles that way, and I gotta tell you, my heel is feeling wonderful. Feeling so wonderful, as a matter of fact. Today I got a very late start because I had a photo shoot this morning, and so by the time we got everything cleaned up and got changed over, it was afternoon before we started running. In the mid-60s when we started, and about 71, 72 at the finish. But as happens sometimes after a marathon, it started out very, very tight. And the first mile was kind of miserable, and the second mile was not that great, and by the third mile it started rolling, and it was only scheduled to be 6 miles, but I ended up missing the turnaround point a little bit and went 6.5 miles at the fastest 6+ mile training pace that I have ever run. The only time that I've run faster in 6 miles was running a 10K, so that was pretty amazing. And just goes to show you that you take care of yourself, it's not too hard to recover after a marathon. So we're just kind of taking it easy this week. We've got a couple of weeks before we head out to Modesto, California for the Modesto Surgical Artistry Marathon, so we got another one there on the books. We had a few questions come in. One of them was had to do with pacing and the Galloway program, and how on earth do you figure out what pace you're supposed to run? Well, all those charts that Jeff supplies are wonderful resources, so make sure you check the books out. But the big mistake that I hear quite often is people will tell me that they're running, whatever their pace is, and I say, well, what ratio are you running? And they're running some really stiff ratio. Well, I'm running a 3-to-1 or whatever, and they're running a 5-hour and 45-minute marathon. It's like, dude, you're running way too much. The easiest way to figure it out that I have found is that if at any time during your run, while you're running, you either get the feeling that, man, is this run going to be over? Or you look down at your timer, you're running too long. You need to cut that run down a little bit. And if at any time while you're walking in that walk break, if you look down at your timer to see whether or not that timer you missed the beep or the timer quit, you need to cut your run cycle down. Conversely, if you're walking and the timer goes off and you go, oh my word, not again, you're not resting enough on your walk, so you need to extend your walk break a little bit and then at the same time cut down that run. But if you're running and running well, and that timer goes off and you kind of go, oh man, I really wanted to keep running, you might want to think about stepping up your running ratio a little bit. And remember, ratios don't have to equal 1 minute. You can run a 37:28. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to add up to a minute. Whatever your body is comfortable running. But the biggest mistake that I see is people running way too much, thinking that, well, I have to run a minute, I have to run 2 minutes, I have to run, you only have to run for a few seconds, and then take a nice short walk break and then start running again, and that will keep you really, really fresh. Well, we had a fantastic marathon, a fantastic recovery, and getting over that jet lag the first couple of days was pretty different. And today it was amazing to run in shorts and a t-shirt because the weather is completely different than it was in Little Rock. But it's kind of got my schedule messed up. That's why I'm driving instead of running, because one of the things I did was I forgot my roux pouches that I normally carry some of my gear in, so I had to forsake taking the camera. But I didn't forsake the run. I got out there and I did it, and if you'll go out there and do your training runs, you'll be successful, you'll have a great time, and if you do that, I'll see you out there on the road.